Hello, livestock friends, and welcome to this edition of Before the Bid. This is a podcast dedicated to the livestock sales industry where we go behind the scenes of the operation and speak straight to the sellers. We discuss topics about the important aspects of their operation, location, the people behind the prep work, and talk about some of the animals that will be offered to you, the prospective buyers. Hopefully, you've got your sale catalog close by. You might have to go look through that pile on your desk. But if not, then you're probably like me and driving down the road or busy with chores around the farm. And that's okay too. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing, I hope you enjoy this segment of Before the Bid. I'm your host, Andy Howell. Welcome, livestock friends, to another edition of Before the Bid. And this time, before the bid, we go to northwestern Indiana. We go up into Purdue country, right around West Lafayette. And I'm talking to one of the biggest Purdue Boilermaker fans that I know of. And he's such a Purdue fan that he has some feed pans coming in that are red, and he doesn't even like those because of his love for Purdue and his not love for the rival that's down in southern Indiana, and a guy that I've gotten to know pretty well here over the last couple years, and especially this past year. And he and his dad have an operation up there at West Lafayette, and they are having their 10th sale here this year that we're going to talk about, and this sale is on Saturday, October 3rd, and it starts at 5:30 that evening. And this guy is a Farm Bureau insurance agent and has the cattle, and I know he enjoys that as well. And so want to welcome to the podcast Mr. Joe Horstman. And Joe, a lot of exciting things up there right now with the sale going on or getting ready to go on, and we've had about 2 or 3 calls right here where we're trying to get this thing started.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have. I appreciate it, Andy. Largest Purdue fan. I don't know if that's a reference to size or or spirit, but we'll go with it. Yeah, I joke about my Purina stress tubs every time I look out and I see something red. I don't like it. I don't like it. That is what it is. Good product. We use it. So
Right. You don't like the red on the product, but you like the product.
Well, I tell everyone the only thing you'll see red around here is a Case International tractor because we can't afford a John Deere, but that's the good rates at Farm Bureau Insurance. If we had higher rates, maybe I could have something green and wouldn't have to look at that red tractor. So we'll double dip on that reference.
There we go. That sounds good. So, and I didn't know when to bring this in, but I did want to harass you just a little bit. You were talking about the size. Well, this picture on the inside of the front cover of the catalog of you, I wondered, are you trying to compete with Jeremy and Tom as having one of the oldest pictures of you still representing you?
That might have been one of the last times I got cleaned up, I guess. Yeah, it was either that or have my letter jacket over my shoulder leaning up against Camaro, so we went with this.
So
I think that was shortly after I was hired at Farm Bureau. So.
Okay. How long you been at Farm Bureau?
18 years.
Okay, right. So
yeah,
I've been there a little while, but and you guys got into the cattle world, and Dad is a veterinarian, been a veterinarian at Purdue. Why don't you give us a little bit of history here and lead us up to where we're at today?
Dad graduated from vet school in 1974 and went to work down in Jennings County area. Worked for Dr. Joseph and Dr. Rigney, practiced down there, and took the job at Purdue University in 1978. I was actually born down there in 75. We've been up here since 1978. I was about 10 years old, and we bought a half a dozen to 8 cows from my mom's uncle, Clarence Brown, and started out in humble beginnings. It's like a lot of people in the state of Indiana. This is a 4-H project that got out of control, and recently we were running as many as 170 cows. So that was part of our quote-unquote Simmental dispersal a year ago. We were not out on the Simmental business. We were out on wanting to own 170 cows while my dad at the time was 70 years old. And my mom says that he flunked retirement. And as I'm sitting here broadcasting here, I'm looking out the window, and his vet truck's backed up, and he's seeing there's a trailer backed up, and he's seeing a client right now, even as we speak. So he's still working and hustling. he always said, when we bought these cows, he said it'd be nice to retire to 100 beef cows. I remember hearing that when I was 10, 15 years old. And when he retired, we were in excess of 150. And he kind of said, well, I've had enough of that. It's time for him to enjoy some other things. And we're always going to do this. We'll always be in this business. We're just learning to control our numbers. Say, keep the quality, but control the numbers. So we enjoy it. We enjoy it.
Right. What is it about those veterinarians that they never want to retire?
Yeah, he said that he wants to practice till he's 90, and I hope he does. This business is tough, and I don't get a vet bill. So, yeah.
That is a great thing.
That's right.
Right. So good. You got your dad around there and mom around there. Who else do you have around there to help you on a daily basis? And then you getting ready for this sale, you've got some people in there.
Yeah, we're fortunate to have the services of Ben Brown. Ben's been with us now a couple years, and Ben has a similar upbringing in the fact that his father, both parents are DVMs, and his father is an embryologist. And so growing up in the ET business and embryo business is something he's done. And then he's obviously has a vast show cattle background and has seen a lot of things. So that works well. He has a similar eye for what we're looking for. Dad's all about doing the little things and kind of harps on it. That carries over, and so it's been a good fit. And then we're fortunate with our proximity to Purdue University to get all kinds of young people that want to come out and work. We're asked all the time, and that's a huge asset. But we've been fortunate to have some really good kids come through here. Claire Brown's been with us for quite a few years, and she does an exceptional job. We know when Claire's around, everything's gonna be taken care of. And then the Klinkhammer family, they've lived up the road, and their kids work here. Cody Cornell's here part-time now. We've had a couple additions here lately. So it's good. It's good. I wish we could employ them all. Everyone's asked what this summer's been like, and we're ahead of schedule. It's bizarre. When this COVID thing hit, these kids were let out of school. The good news is all of them wanted to work. Mm-hmm. And it got to the point where they would have worked 40, 50, 60 hours. I guess they didn't want to go home and see their parents. But it means maybe they enjoy being here, I hope. But we kind of had to somewhat limit some hours. But we these cattle are in as good a rig as we've had them in. They're broke. We can start putting up windbreaks after the sale and get ready for winter. It's remarkable, but everyone has done a tremendous job, and I wouldn't want to be this far ahead over a pandemic again, but we're in a pretty good place as far as being prepared for the sale. So I'm happy about that. Can't forget Mom. This is a family operation. You'll see if you've been to the sale, we try to roll out some hospitality. I had a guy tell me once the cheapest thing you can have is hospitality. It's free. And so Mom makes certain everything's in order. We try to make certain everybody enjoys their time while they're here. So.
Yeah, and I remember you saying that over the summer about the hospitality, and so now I know where that came from. Well, that's great.
Right.
I've heard about the hospitality up there, and if the hospitality is as good as the customer service, why the hospitality is really, really good.
Well, we try. We try to do some little things and try to do some things differently. We try to follow up with people. And crazy thing about selling cows and show heifers and seed stock is we try to make certain they're represented properly. When we talked about having an actual auction and an actual sale, Dad said, okay, but we are going to test our whole herd annually, and we're going to make certain these things are pregnant, and we're going to make certain that these things go on. So we Yoni's test our whole herd. We just got done notching BVD notches. He said he spent a career going around picking up messes and cleaning up messes. We're not going to create them. So if you come here, you can be confident these cattle are vaccinated properly. They're tested for everything under the sun. We didn't do a COVID test on these things, but we'll roll the
dice. roll the dice on it.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds all right, and I think everybody will think that you're probably pretty safe on that. So
yeah, but no, one thing we do try to make certain as soon as spring rolls around, and we want to talk to these people about, hey, can we help you get your investment bred? And they're all going to have a career change after the show. After they're done with the show halter, they need to make these things. They need to make some money. We've even given some people the opportunity to sell their projects as breds later on to have an exit strategy. Some people don't need to have a bunch of cows, but they want to be involved in the program and showing cattle. So we'll help them in that standpoint, from that standpoint too.
And I can tell folks on a personal level, we were lucky enough to purchase one up there last year, and actually bought it sight unseen, only with some video and some talking. And I can tell you that Joe is right there anytime you send him a message or have a question or anything like that. Joe's been great to work with, and Doc's been great to work with, and I can tell you firsthand that these guys are number one, and they care about what product they put out there. So if that means anything to anybody, Joe, I just want to tell them that you're right. That's what you do, and you take care of these animals when they leave. So
Dad's harped and preached for years that if you want to make money in the purebred cattle business, you have to have repeat customers. And you have to earn repeat customers, and if there's something wrong with them, we don't put them in the sale. So we won't sell anything we wouldn't own. And
right.
I've had a few that I've pulled out. Maybe an udder's not right or a foot's not right. We had a couple of them exit. I said I wouldn't want to buy one like that, so we pulled them out of the sale. And that's gone on for years. We'll see something we just don't like, and if we wouldn't want to buy it, we don't want to sell it.
That's a great strategy to have as well. Joe, I think we can talk a while about this sale book. Usually on most of these, we talk a little while, and then we'll go through those sale cattle. But you've got a lot of them that you kind of want to talk about, and we can talk about how the schedule of events goes and
Sure.
update things that maybe you have here in the catalog. We can start out, right in here. You got the hall managing it.
Mm-hmm.
One way that these guys can watch and bid on the sale, liveauctions.tv. is going to come in and be part of the sale.
Yeah, one up Brooklyn Graham is going to be our tech. That's a little different from the catalog. Margot had an obligation with live auctions that day, so she had to be elsewhere. So that is an update. Schedule of events. Cattle will start arriving at our place on Thursday. You're more than welcome to come anytime. I'd say let's give it till afternoon so we can get everything settled in place. But if that's all you can do, we'll make certain we're available. Friday, they'll be here all day. And then Saturday, we'll start serving dinner 4 or after, doing ribeye steak sandwiches. And we will start the sale at 5:30. We try to have a prompt start. So I'd like to welcome back some folks. Napper Cattle Company has been with us for quite a while, and they're great marketing partners. I always call them marketing partners, and that I want everybody to treat this like their own sale. And I've always said guest consignor is kind of Latin for they're here to pay your expenses. And I don't want everyone to ever think that. These are marketing partners, and I want them to take ownership in this event. So they're back. Carly's had cattle here with us the last few years, and she's bringing us some really nice Simmental opens. A good partner on some cattle and owns a nice heifer in this sale is Mary Patton. We've been fortunate enough to have a great friendship with her over the years, and she has a really good evening tinge that's royally bred in this sale. And then they're not strangers to cattle business, but some additions to our sale would be Dale Grubbs from Hillsboro needs no introduction to the Angus world or to this area. He and Dad have been longtime friends, and Dale had a tremendous sale run down there. I think in excess of 30 years. You're going to quote me on that. It's podcast, but I should have done some homework there. But
no, it's been a long time.
Yeah, he was ready to market his animals in a different way, and he's always been a good friend to Dad and myself. They've sat by the chute for a lot of years, and so I reached out to him when I heard he was, ready to possibly do something different last year, and he was excited to come and be part of it. Woody Nichols, I've known Woody. Funny thing is, when I call Woody, it pops up on my phone, Woody Harry's. When I was running the chocolate shop, Woody was one of our friendly doormen. We don't have bouncers. Friendly doorman, and it pops up Woody Harry's. So I've known Woody for quite a while, and he and his wife are bringing us some really good Simmental open heifers, and their customers, and not too far from here. And he and his dad are friends with my father and I. And this, like I said, we want to do business. We want to make money, but you'll hear us time and again talk about friendships, and that's what we have. Same thing when you spoke about the hall. Jeremy Haig and I have been friends now. We knew each other for most of our adult life, but we've truly been friends since he took the management position here with us, evidently 10 years ago. So that's good. And I need to mention that Doc Sheets, we call this the factory direct sale because in the days that we bred some club calves, and we'd have an early bid off in the summer, or even before Labor Day. We tried it both ways, and we called it the factory direct because we sold those things right off the factory, and they were at the cow's side still. And Doc Sheets was a part of that way back in that day. So he's helped as a marketing partner with us for, I'm guessing, over 15 years. And his cow numbers have gone down and got, everything kind of in a good place. And so he just said, hey, look, I'm going to have these things moved or marketed. So, but he's still a good friend, and he'll be around. He won't be hiding. He'll be around this weekend. So we'll enjoy seeing him. That's what this sale's kind of become. It's an annual event that we get to see friends and bring people here and open up the doors for hospitality and hopefully sell them something.
Yeah, those marketing partners that come in, what a set that is. And back to the Dale Grubbs, you say you don't know how long he's been doing it. I remember I probably was not even, I don't know if I was even 10, maybe 10, 11, and I remember going clear across the state with my dad to go to Dale Grubbs' sale, and he'd already been having it for a little while, and we went over there looking at two bulls, and we spent time looking at two bulls, and after about the third bid, we were out of business, and so we trekked all the way back across the state of Indiana. But Dale been around for a long time.
It means he's old.
I wasn't going to say that.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say that, but I'll let you.
All right, he'll be all right.
Old enough, he may not even know how to listen to this podcast, you think?
He'll figure it out. He'll figure it out.
Hopefully he will. So, and we'll talk. Have you talked these cattle? You've seen them as they've came in to do pictures and videos and things. And
yeah. We'll just kind of go through the book, I guess. We'll just start up front, and we have two reference sires up front. We're actually going to offer half interest on a bull that we're pretty excited about. We're customers at Factory Direct as well, and Dad and I bought the D653 cow from the Napper Cattle Company. She goes back to the Double Diamond Barber cow that they've had so much success with over with the Anderson family, and we bought that cow, and this is going to be her second calf that we have in here, this 948G, the Stacked Chips bull. This bull's an interesting character in the fact that he looks like he does on nothing. I mean, this bull hasn't been fed more than 1% of his body weight his entire life, and had a 75-pound measured actual birth weight, weaned off over 800 pounds. He's a good-looking bull. High calving, ease direct, low birth weight EPD, great extension, just a kind of a neat character. And we're pretty pleased, pretty happy with him. Out of a good, young, productive cow, you can see her pictured if you get a hold of your catalog. She's wet right now. She's actually a fall cow and has another nice bull calf inside. And you can actually see her in production when you come here next week or thereafter. But we're excited about that bull. I had a customer come in and buy 50 units of semen on him just 2 weeks ago. And I said, that's going to be great because you're going to help us prove that bull. He says, oh, I'll prove him. We're going to use it all next spring. And so that guy has a few Angus cows, but he runs some commercial cows and such and tries to raise some show cattle. So we were excited about that. So we're going to sell up to half interest of the Stacked Chips bull. And he's had some success. He was second in a tough class in Denver as a calf. There were some monster bulls in that class. He held his own, and they were 9 deep. And then recently he was named junior champion at Tennessee State Fair, and he won Indiana Preview. Northern Indiana had a nice turnout at their Northern Indiana show, and he got along and won that deal too. But we think there's a lot of potential and a lot of versatility with that bull, and so we're excited about that. So then we move on over, and the Secret Society bull, we've had some success with that bull. He won his division last fall at the North American, did it again at the National Western. He was reserve grand at Dixie. We've been very, very pleased. And then he went down to the Tennessee State Fair and he won that show. So he's a powerful bull. He's a powerhouse. He's impeccable at the ground. His front feet go forward, big footed, but he's extended. He's an interesting character when you analyze him, but he's kind of, for reference, we're lucky to partner with Ard Ridge Cattle Company in Nancy, Kentucky. They found that bull last November in the stalls. And, to jump right in on a May calf in November, they did it. And they've been wonderful partners, and we're pretty excited because we've got semen out. We've flushed cows to him. We've bred cows to him. We've got some good possibilities coming down the road. Well, I guess to skip through the book a little bit, we're going to stay on that tune and go to the lot 4 cow. We're offering a flush on Secret Society's mother. And that's a powerhouse cow. The 464B cow is the first and goal out of our. You'll get tired of us talking about 415, but 415's kind of done it all for us here and got things started. Her mother is a result of a purchase at Wagner's Dispersal. She goes back to the DF Empress 6079 on both. Her mother, the 116 cow, goes back top and bottom to the 6079 cow. And this sale catalog is just littered with, and we didn't flood it, but we could have put a lot more supporting photos of what that 415 cow's done for our program. So we're offering a flush to the bull of the buyer's choice, work to be done here. We're pretty excited about that. And then there's a maternal sister to the bull, the 4A heifer. That's a Tejas out of that one. If you have a youngster that needs a cow to make bred and owned cattle, that is tame. The 4A heifer, just sit in and buy her because she's barn cat tame. I mean, everybody loves her around here. She'll be able to make your bred and owns, and she's a good heifer that's going to be a good, fun foundation heifer for any young showman. And then the 4B, we're selling a female pregnancy. We kind of work backwards, and I know how much money. I'm not going to kid you. We've got to make money around here, and so we started selling some pregnancies. And I went through the list and I said, what's highly marketable? And I really think that this 4B pregnancy, the resulting animals will be full sibs to the heifer's picture that we sold in our spring sale, 980G and 983G. Those two were stellar individuals and powerful females. And we're selling full sibs to those heifers that sold in the spring online sale. We've got one full sib pregnancy. The toughest thing to swallow is the fact that, A, we won't have that heifer calf to sell you in 2021, but the recip, the 4010 cow, we'll have her on display. The recip is a 6-year-old that is incredible. She's going to wean our heaviest calf this year. That one's going to hurt. That 4010 cow, nothing sacred. When you have an embryologist pull into your place twice a day, we put our eggs in a lot of things that people might be flushing, but I don't have to call. I don't have to call 7 days after my cow's in heat to get my embryologist here. He's here every day. And for those of you out there, you're allowed to call your embryologist the day you see the recip in heat. You're allowed to do that. You don't have to wait until the night before and train wreck their schedule. Okay, never mind. But
I didn't realize that was possible.
Yeah. While you're seeing your recip underneath another cow, feel free to contact your embryologist so they can set their schedule up the next week. All right, I'm off that.
Is that the same as AI? You call them 12 hours before?
Yeah,
Can you do that?
Yeah. But no. We'll back to live action.
All right.
Yeah. Moving back to the 415 cow, however, the lot 1 heifer, she's extraordinary. That thing, as far as producing cattle for the next generation, this Luton hot rod, that's old school breeding. That is. But just think of the number of bulls that you can put on a female like that. She's sound, incredible lines, incredible look. That thing, the possibilities are endless. We're selling 1/2 interest in that one. 415's still alive. I'm looking out the window at her, and she doesn't work conventionally anymore. And she's a decent producer on the IVF side. So she's kind of in the twilight of her career. So we're going to sell 1/2 interest, and we'll partner with whoever wants to buy the 1A heifer. that Luton flush only produced that one pregnancy, and so here she is. So 1A, excellent opportunity. That's a really, really good female. Little bit younger, but I mean a good acting, great appetite. The Lot 2 cow, that's a proven donor. We have good flush history. That thing had a really nice show career herself. We've sold cattle high out of that female. She is bred to calve up early. She's bred to sex blacklist. That thing will be a powerhouse. She's due to calve in January. That 307A is a full sib to the Winter Bull Calf Champion, North American, the 413B Bull. A lot of history there. Phenotypically, she's flawless. You'll love looking at her. She's good. Moving right along, we have a 415 granddaughter in the 3A heifer. You know, we've often said that those lookouts were really, really good cattle. You just wish they had a little better look, maybe, and a cooler head, maybe a different ear set. This one has it. And the nice thing is you can buy her mother. Her mother sells as Lot 3, the 642D cow. So that's going to be a really nice pair. And that thing's kind of the 3A. You don't think of too many lookouts being a freak. That one's pretty cool. We already touched base on the 4, 5. I think 5's a pretty elite show heifer. She's just a couple days shy of being a May. Her mother's very unique, but it's a product of factory direct. 2011, we sold, if you look at the bottom side of her pedigree, in 2011, we sold that 151Y as our Lot 1 heifer, and she went to the Jacobs family in Oklahoma through Kyle Conley, and we were able to get the 3151 cow back and bought her. And that daughter out of Express she's worth the trip to West Lafayette, we'll put it that way. Staying on the Empress bandwagon, the Lot 6 cow is a maternal sib to the 415 cow. That's an 8-year-old cow in production, weans a big calf, does a really nice job. We didn't flush that cow. That cow deserves and needs to be flushed, but you'll love her when you see her sale day. Some other highlights, we're selling choice on the 7A and 7B heifer from the simple standpoint. Those were purchased embryos. Those are pretty royally bred. And the fact that that mother, the 762, the J&J Queen 762, what interests me about those embryos rather, is that they're popping equators out of the Queen 414 cow. And that is obviously the mother of the Tejas bull, the Lydia cow family. Tied into those eggs, we put 3 eggs in, got 2 heifers. They're born within days of each other. So you tell me which one you want. I'll proudly keep the other. Don't ask me to rank them. They are different, but there are things different. I'd love for you to come and analyze them yourself. I'll be happy to keep the one that you do not want. That's no problem whatsoever. We have full sibs one thing I do want to touch base on, and I hear this a lot, we're not going to come to your sale because you sell them high. We've been very, very lucky and very, very fortunate to sell some cattle for very, very good money. And we've been blessed and happy that we've had some follow-up customers come back and spend good money. But there are some bargains throughout this sale, and we sometimes quickly fall out of bed after that. And I'd venture to say that our 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th best heifer, we sell them under the money. So don't think for a minute when you see our sale report that they all bring that. And so when we get into some of these, and where I was going with that is the Lot 8 heifer's a full sib to one that they wore our driveway out looking at that 851 heifer in 2018, and she brought $36,000. And you have an opportunity here to buy some full sibs to that one, and they're good, and they're really good. But don't let these footnotes scare you off. Be here on sale day, because you don't want to find out that thing brought $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, and that was in your price range, and you felt that they were going to be north of 15 to 20 where you didn't want to play. So that's something to keep in mind. Though the 8B heifer, there's an example. Good friend and neighbor AJ Klinkhammer showed that heifer. She's bred. She's show broke. She's bred to stack chips, and she's due to calve February the 24th, and that's the 8B heifer. Moving over here into the 9, we have a really, that probably you get the most improved. Pete Rose said he didn't want to ever get the most improved award. It means he had a bad year the year before. But 9 can get the most improved. She looks really good. She's come a long ways. Just exploded. Powerful featured, soft look, big bone. That's a good express heifer out of the 017 cow, which goes back to the Champion Hill Lady 2182. But then we're also selling a female pregnancy out of the power chip. And obviously the sire of stack chips. But that 017 cow has done a tremendous job. And we're selling a female pregnancy out of another registered recip. And that's a nice young 3-year-old cow. Really nice cow. So then we move into the evening tinges. That's Mary Patton's cow, and that's Mary Patton's baby. And Lola has been here for a number of years, and that's a 9 FB3 daughter. Consistent. You see that we sold one for Mary, sold one in 2018, commanded $7,500. These 2 heifers are really, really nice. Really, really nice. And so we look forward to helping her market that heifer. You were asking me about some other bulls that we had going, and the lot 11 female is out of a bull you might remember us campaigning, Caliente. Caliente was a hot rod son out of our Empress, sister to 415 by Lookout. With the loss of style, speaking with Lance Ellsworth, we're kind of hoping that people will come back and sample this Caliente. And I think when you see this really nice April female, make you come back and think that maybe Calientes were trying in all breeds. And you know how styles worked in other arenas, maybe even more so than maybe he's more mainstream in some other breeds. Calientes were trying, and this heifer will show that. We sampled a Doug Satry bull, the Cool Cat, Primo's son, and there's only one female in this offering. She's out of a tremendous out of a Final Answer son, that lot 14 cow. But this female is she's cool, and she's good neck, and she's hairy, and she is a tremendous top. Really good look about her. Her mother's good. Her mother's really good. Probably one of the, I considered her one of the top breds to come out of Circle M that year I went down there. And then to kind of stack into some families, we get into some bred cows, and people think show heifers when they come here. Folks, this is a tremendous place to come buy cows. Mm-hmm. And we don't even mess with bull exposures. Dad gets them pregnant, and if they're not AI bred, we don't put them in the sale. And so everything you get is going to be confirmed to the bull. But the lot 15 is actually the dam to the lot 16, which is the dam to the 16B. And 16B, she's 16 and 16B are both wet. Right now they're carrying heifer calves at side. People don't think to come by falls here. And you're going to have an opportunity to mm-hmm. see some proven cows in production, and you won't find a better udder on any females whatsoever than what you'll find in 16 and 16B. We've got another cow family we're selling in the 17s. That 320A is a really nice cow. A lot of Bill Conley breeding there. Goes back to the Cane Ridge Pride's last 2266. But also 320A is also a maternal sib to the high-selling bull from the 2016 genetic blend bull sale that we used to be part of, high-selling Angus bull. But that was a really nice bull that actually resides at Mary Patton's now, and we've sold some class daughters through this sale. So there's a lot bred into that. Then we just kind of move on through, and we come into there's a couple more fall breds in here. There are a couple Simmentals for a couple reasons. We thought we had enough in the offering last year. We were pushing the envelope on one or too many to sell in Indiana. So these are some that we kept around, and we're offering them today, or October the 3rd. And there's some really nice genetics in here. So you'll find a good sampling of what's left of those semis. We're not getting out of the Simmental business. We put in, we were lucky to partner with Tony Drock last year on the Lola cow, and we put in quite a few Lola embryos. We had a treasure trove of Adele embryos, and quite a few of those went in. So you'll see some more Simmentals born around here in 2021. Then we're going to move in. Dale Grubbs brought us a really, really good set. And the great thing about partnering, having a marketing partner like Dale, who had 30 plus years, I think we've called it 50. I don't know. But anyways,
Something
yeah,
like that.
whatever
We're
it is.
close.
The thing about Dale was you didn't have to tell him anything. You didn't have to say, hey, Dale, you need to get these things fat. Hey, Dale, you need to get these things broke. You need to get them calmed down. You need to get them tested. Dale knew exactly what he was doing. And when he unloaded these things for pictures, it was like, whoa, this is a really, really good set. He brought all those cows and breds up here, and we pictured those in August. And then we shot videos on the open heifers again this week. And I can tell you, they're a good rig. They're good cattle. That's a nice, nice offering that Dale brought us. We've been customers of Dale's, and I'd say that we're going to possibly be customers of Dale's at this sale because those cattle look good enough to turn heads in the picture pen and the video pen over the last couple trips up here. Like I said, our good friends Nappers brought us a really good set of bred heifers and productive cows. I know enough about their cattle to be dangerous, but as soon as the Baldy came off the trailer, I said, that's a shady. And they've done as much winning with the cattle that they've bred as anything. And if you have a chance to buy, that's the lot 42. That's the shady female. And there's nothing shady about it. She's a proven one, and they're good. They're real good. Woody Nichols brought us a really nice set of open heifers. He pays attention to pedigree. He pays attention to what's hot on the top side, but he also keeps that cow side in him, and that's a nice set. And then obviously Carly Riley, we don't need to explain to her anything when it comes to bringing good show heifers. She has that deal figured out, and those heifers that's a really good selection, and those things, they always look the part on sale day. The pedigrees behind them are top notch as well. So that's kind of you said, whip through the catalog, and that's about all we can sell you on the 3rd. So
I'll tell people I have been through Joe's cattle, and they are what he said in my opinion, and just a really good set up there, and we do want to invite you all to head up there October 3rd.
That's right. We moved it to an evening event, and we were able to get on Saturday night and get away from competing with football, and we're hoping to have a nice event on Saturday. We know these guys are farming heavy. We know everyone's busy. I get it, but we have other options too. There's a good list of consultants in this catalog they'll represent us quite well. We'll stand behind absolutely everything, and I can tell you, I would steer people in years past, say, you have a young showman, let's stay away from that one. This has to be an enjoyable activity. Like I said, I'm already, if you come to our sale this year, I'm already worried about, are you going to come back next year? And that there's not a day that doesn't cross my mind. I'm already worried about next year's sale. Well, I tell her we make 85% of our income in an hour and a half, 2 hours. And you have to come here excited, and you have to have a good first impression. And there's tons of sales. I mean, you get emails, Snapchats, you get text messages, you get it all. There's a reason you go to somebody's place. And we want to make certain you come out of here with a good experience. And there's not a problem child in this group of ours. I would confidently say that these cattle will act good for any level of a showman. And if you don't think so, we'll get that straightened out. But we like to properly represent what you're buying.
You guys do, and do a great job of it, and so
I think that heifer you all have, she acts pretty good, doesn't she?
yeah, she's okay to get along with most of the time.
Is she in the house with you now, or you have her out in the barn?
Well, we took your advice and we kicked her out, and so okay. She is actually outside, but
I thought maybe she was in the living room eating saltines and enjoying suckers.
Well, I'm getting the eye over here because she knows we're talking about her, and if I would let her, that heifer would be in here, and she'd probably stay in her bedroom as well. So
that's I mean, those are good stories. I mean, that's why we do it. I mean, you're happy with her thus far. You confirm that thing's pregnant, and I mean, I hope you get a hold of that thing and you have bred and owns out of her. those are good things. Those are real good things. So that's why we do it.
Right. Yeah, and I'm telling you guys, Joe's great to work with, and we haven't ever purchased anything before from you guys. Of course, our dads have always been friends, and you and I have been acquaintances, and it was just like, as soon as we got one from Joe, guys, it was just like we were good friends. And again, anytime I needed anything or we needed anything, he was right there, and Doc was right there, and Joe, who do you breed this thing to? And he told me, and Joe, what do you feed this thing? And he told me, and so just guys, these guys are number one, and
I didn't say anything about saltines and suckers.
Well,
to give you a little background on this, their show heifer she is a spoiled baby, and come to find out, we're trying to limit feed, worry about her. And she's eating saltines and getting the occasional sucker. So I don't know how to offset that. So
lollipops and the whole 9 yards. So
yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, there's a couple things she doesn't like, but you give her a saltine and take her to town with you. So yeah, and so guys, Ben is a great guy to work with as well.
Yep.
It's been around the Horstmans, and so just anything you guys could need, ask these guys because they are there for you, and I know I personally have a lot of respect for them and the things
we like to have fun when we do it too, and this is, I mean, we understand you have to enjoy this project, and we're going to make it fun for you. You could go play softball. We're competing with everything when it comes to this junior livestock program. You can go show goats, you can go show hogs, you can go play baseball, you can play travel ball, you can you can buy a boat. This has to be an enjoyable activity. We're selling seed stock, and we want people to come here and buy cows, but we want to lead the door with some of these good junior show heifer projects. And we like, we want people to learn, and we want to do well, and we want to compete. But at the end of the day, I always tell those kids when they hit the ring, go have fun, and go have fun. That's what this thing's supposed to be about. So we try to balance everything and make certain that everybody does have fun, and they actually get a product they can walk away with and be happy. So,
right. Joe, I didn't talk about this at all to you yet, but what's one of your best memories of being in the cattle business?
Oh, wow. I guess it's one of the best part of the cattle. Some of the best parts of the cattle business are the people, and some of the worst parts of the cattle business are the people. But I've made tremendous friends. I've traveled. Getting to work with my dad, like anybody else, you argue at times, but Dad pulls in the driveway twice a day, and no matter how tired he is or what he's been doing, or even if I've made him mad, sometimes he manages to smile, and so that's, you don't often get to do that, and that's something that we can do together. And people that know him realize the amount of knowledge that man has about a bovine is remarkable. And I've always said I kind of set what we're going to breed them to, and Ben presents them, and Dad makes them. And when I say he makes them, he makes them. And I mean, he does. Everybody will kind of, hey, this thing's coughing, this thing's sneezing, this thing's just, got an ear down. What do we do? I said, look, I sell insurance. Go talk to the veterinarian. And you've heard me say it. Hey, I sell insurance. Anybody can do that. But no, I guess that's probably my favorite part of it, and that I get to work with him. And but yeah, no, the people, the travel, and there's good and bad about that. You get to see different parts and meet a wide array of people that I consider friends that I never would have been exposed to in any other business. So you can, I guess that's the opportunities it's given me. We could do a whole nother podcast on that, and we probably have to be careful about it. But but that's the people. The people The people are what I enjoy. The cattle are the byproduct, I guess.
Yeah, and you enjoy that hospitality and doing those things, and you can tell that that's what you enjoy. So
Yeah.
yeah. So Joe, again, we want to invite him to come up the 10th annual Factory Direct Sale, October 3rd. It's going to be that Saturday night. Start at 5:30, and we got dinner starting at 4 o'clock. Is that right?
Yeah, we'll have something for you.
Yeah, come up for all those festivities. And Joe, anything else we need to share with them about your program, about the sale, about anything like that?
No, I think that catches it. I'm hoping we didn't bore anybody. If you're on a long drive out there, or like me, listening to a podcast on your elliptical, just kidding. Um, yeah, yeah,
Right before you
yeah,
get on the treadmill.
yeah, exactly, exactly. I hope we've gotten you up to your 3 or 4 mile requirement, and, and now you can get on about your day. But I'm sitting here watching the crew right now. We're a little dry around here, and they're carrying water. They're trying to we're building our sail pins right now. We're that far ahead, we can advance, and we have a bunch of step-in posts, and they're carrying water over to get these step-in posts in the ground. So while I'm worried about my clients with combine fires and the dangers of harvest in these dry conditions, I'm hoping they get a lot of harvest in. And then I hope we get a really good rain next Friday and Saturday, and all these guys will take a break and come evaluate these cattle, because there's a group of marketing partners and a group here at Horstman Cattle Company have worked hard to have them ready for you. So.
Right, and you're exactly right. Yeah, and also if you want and need some more information about them, you can see horsemancattle.com,
Yep.
Horseman Cattle Company on Facebook as well. You need real entertainment. Why, friend Joe, and he can. Always interesting to see Joe's stories
Yeah.
about a lot of different things. And Joe, we're going to have Purdue football this fall.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if that's a good way to end this or not, but we hope. Yeah, we're going to have Purdue football. Let's just hope that that's a highlight of the fall. And no, we need it. We need to. The town needs it. Everybody needs it. We need to be able to have a reason to talk about something positive and cheer. And we need shows. Um, we need to let one point I do want to make is, um, how would you have liked to have been stuck in a apartment in Manhattan?
Oh,
Or why people are somewhat hesitant maybe to buy another show heifer, to buy another project, or buy another heifer. I know you probably didn't get to have the great crescendo to your project. You didn't get to show at your county fair. You might not have gotten to show at your state fair. You
or the
didn't get
Simmental
to go
sweepstakes.
out. But I think honestly, this year, those heifers and those projects and those steers probably meant more to your kids in that barn this year than any other year. Now
Hmm.
they might not have been able to go show them, and they might not have been able to be around their friends. But can you imagine being stuck in a house without the ability to go to the barn and work?
Hmm.
And what I go back to is the young people that work here. When school was canceled and all these events were canceled, they wanted to come to this farm and they wanted to work and they wanted to have fun. And I'm proud to say that that's part of the reason that we're well ahead of schedule. And these
Hmm.
cattle are on point, and they've done a tremendous job of getting them ready. But think about the fact that your kids, even if you didn't get to have those great shows, and some of them were virtual, some of them were off the trailer, I think those cattle probably meant as much or more to your kids this year, as an activity to get away from the phone, to get away from the computer, to get out of the house, than had you been on shutdown and stuck in the city. So they're 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 an investment. They are an investment, and we understand it's an expensive project, and we'll do everything we can to help get you an exit strategy if you want to. But this year, I think it was very important.
I don't know what better way to end that other than to wish you luck here and invite everybody again. October 3rd, West Lafayette, Indiana. Horseman, the 10th annual Factory Direct Sale. Don't be late. come for the festivities and the festivities afterwards, and meet Joe and Doc Larry if you haven't done so already, and the whole crew. And again, just want to wish you luck with that, Joe, and want to thank you for being on the podcast.
Well, thanks for doing this. This is a neat way to engage with people, and just, I thought it'd be difficult, but sitting around talking about cattle is pretty easy.
That's one of the reasons I started it, because that's what I wanted to do: talk to great people and talk great cattle, or
well, maybe
great
next time you'll talk
period.
to some great people.
No,
good luck with your scheduling.
I'll put you right up there on the top. Appreciate it, Joe, and again, good luck. And we want to thank you for listening to another edition of Before the Bid podcast. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Before the Bid. For more information and to learn more about upcoming podcasts and sales, visit us at beforethebid.podbean.com or Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram pages. For information on being a guest on Before the Bid, please email us at beforethebid@gmail.com or one of our social media pages. Remember, that's beforethebid@gmail.com. Happy sales to you, and we will talk to you next time on Before the Bid.